What's up, guys? So a couple days ago, Honda released the 2020 Foreman Rubicon spec sheet. The big news is that it has a 518cc engine now, which is up from the 475 it had before. It is just a big bore kit, same stroke, just bigger piston, bigger cylinder. Um, so the question is, hey, can we swap this onto all of our 420s and 500s we have now? And I believe the answer is yes. Honda Parts House just released all of the parts for the 2020 500. They did not release the spec sheets for the 500 foot shift IRS yet, but they have the spec sheet for the 500 Foreman and the 500 double clutch, and the piston and cylinder are the same. The one thing that may mess us up a little bit is the case. So the cases are different part numbers between the 2020 and the 2019. Now, I don't know why they're different, right? I don't know what actually changed. So the question is, will the 2020 518cc jug fit in a 2019 case? Most likely. Maybe you have to do a little grinding. I'm going to order it and figure that out for you guys shortly. Um, but as far as some other differences go, the 2020 Rubicon has a different camshaft, different cylinder head, different throttle body, different ECU tune. So they actually, they did go through, different exhaust. So they did go through and do a pretty much a full update. And it's a small, almost like bolt-on mods type thing Honda did, but it is a full update. So that makes me think that the numbers that everyone's giving out, like a 3 horsepower increase, are a little low. I think Honda probably got more out of it than that, but EPA ratings mean nothing, and peak horsepower means nothing, especially with a bike that has real gears and a foot shift. So I'm hoping there's a good bit of torque that's going to come out of this upgrade, and I think they will. Honda's smart, right? The rest of the mods they did are kind of, a lot of cosmetic stuff, different grill, different rack, a little more storage on the Rubicon. If you get a DCT, which you shouldn't, but if you want something that's automatic because, your girlfriend has to be able to ride it and you can't teach her how to ride properly because I don't know why. But the double clutch has like an electric reverse thing now, which may end up being problematic because anytime Honda does anything electric, the 50-50 chance it's going to be problematic. But the Rubicon still has the regular same, pull the lever, pull the other lever, reverse thing, which I'm happy about. They haven't changed that. Transmission ratios are the same. Look through all that. So you did not get a gear reduction or anything. So, but I'm hoping the bigger displacement will help it turn bigger tires. So hopefully with this big bore kit, it'll get both of my Rubicons spinning their tires a little better. And I won't have to gear any lower because gearing things low just makes the bike miserable to ride on trails and stuff. But pretty interesting. I'm glad Honda's actually giving us some attention. Yes, I'd love a 700, V-twin or something, but Honda's all about keeping it reliable, and they know they can't do that with a big tire without making it heavy, and Honda doesn't want anything heavy. So if you look at the innovation screen, sorry I'm videoing my screen, by the way. I don't have my screen capture working on this computer. Most of it's bullshit, like, wider front drive shaft guards. Okay, whatever. Same shocks as before, new front grille, whatever, storage box. I mean, most of it's crap. Double clutch or manual transmission. It's just all the same stuff. Like, not a whole lot of difference here. What they should be highlighting is that, hey, we put a bigger camshaft, and hey, we did this, this, and this, but all they care about is styling because, that's all you idiots want. Freaking fuckboys. But this is for the double clutch. It's got dual range, all that stuff. But pretty much the drivetrain of the bike is the same. The axles are the same. Suspension travel is the same. The difference is that the motor got a little upgrade, and there's some aesthetic stuff. But I'm excited about it. So if you want to order, I'm about to order. Here's the part numbers for the 520 big bore kit. This should work on a 420 or 500. I'll give you a 518, and all you might have to do is a little bit of case clearancing, but I doubt you'll even have to do that, but we'll figure that out soon. You could go in here and go ahead and do the Honda camshaft if you wanted from the 520. I'm not going to do that yet. I'm not sure it's necessary. I don't feel like pulling my front clutch cover off because I was just in there, so maybe if I have an excuse to pull that cover off soon, I'll do the cam, or I might do an aftermarket cam. I don't know. I hate aftermarket cams. But you could also do the throttle body. It might be compatible with your stock computer. It has a different sensor on it, so I don't know. But I think to get most of the torque out of this and most of the benefit, just do this stuff and then add a fuel tuner and give it a little more fuel and do an O2 delete because the stock bikes run a little lean. I'm not going to spend the extra $300 to do the throttle body because I'm not even sure it's compatible with my ECU. And plus, I can't do the ECU off this bike on mine because I don't have a electric shift, or electric power steering. So if you have power steering, you might be able to do a full ECU throttle body swap and everything. What I'll probably do in the future is actually buy one of these 2020s so I can park it next to a 2016 with just the big bore kit and see if there's really much of a difference in performance, which I think it's going to be pretty marginal, but you never know. Honda might have done something really intelligent with that new throttle body and cam. It is using the same size fuel injector. So if there was a difference in fuel injectors, I'd at least do a fuel injector swap. And it's the same fuel pump, so the same fuel pressure and everything. But there's a little bit of information about it. If you want to find more out for yourself, just go on to Honda Parts House and start digging through these part numbers and compare them to the old 2019. I'm using Partzilla right here. It's where I usually buy my parts because it's cheaper. But Honda Parts House usually gets the newer model parts way sooner than Partzilla does for some reason. Partzilla probably won't have it for 6 months to a year. So yeah, if you had anything else, about $500 for the big bore kit, which you may or may not think is worth it. I certainly think it's worth it, especially if you already need a rebuild. And it's all OEM Honda parts, OEM Honda bore, OEM Honda hone, OEM Honda jug. So it's going to be reliable as hell.